What's up, guys? Welcome back to Esk8Exchange, the show where we talk about MBoards, Esk8Con, really just the electric skateboard industry as a whole-ish. We try to cover
as a whole-ish. That's perfect.
We try to cover as much as we can, but you know, there's a lot to talk about. So, welcome, James. Thank you for being here again. Jacob, welcome. We got Maddie and Rosie behind camera. Yeah. So let's just hop. Oh, before we get into it, guys, Esk8Con, as of this video being posted, is like 56 days away.
I was about to say, you want to pull up my timer?
On February 1st, tickets go up from 45 to, I think, 50 or 55. So you guys should get your tickets now. We want to try to get as many people to buy their tickets early so we know how many people to accommodate, stuff like that. So if you are going to come, just get your tickets now. So it helps us out. It'll help you save a few bucks. So yeah, link down below in the description for that. Or just go to Esk8Con.com. You know, there we go.
Mike has officially started his ritual of not washing his sweatshirt until Esk8Con. So
yeah,
we have 55 more days of the red Esk8Con sweatshirt until it gets a new one.
Yeah, yeah, right. We are gonna have red hoodies again. We're gonna change design a little bit. We meant to have these hoodies at the convention last year. They just literally got completed the Monday after. I was like, but we'll have them well in advance. We'll have hoodies to sell this year because I know y'all want some. So, all right. Anyways, ESkate update in general, though, we've got new vendors. If you guys been following our Instagram, that's really where the bulk of the updates get posted. So, as of right now, we've got announced. We've got Onzra, we've got Mad ESkate, Flatland 3D, Hoyt, Raldi, Metroboard, TLT board, and Sleek.
There we go.
Which is pretty cool. And I think I'm about to be, and by the time this episode comes out, you should have like one or two more on top of that.
Right.
That's not a bad list so far,
not
bro.
a bad list.
Yeah,
and we've got someone to post. We've pretty much, the posting or announcement schedule is like, we're going to be posting a new vendor every day, every business day until pretty much the event.
Yeah.
We got a lot of vendors coming.
Yeah.
Do the math there.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of emails.
A lot of coming. So it's exciting. Our venue has been confirmed. We've got a huge parking lot in the middle of downtown, right on Fremont Street. It's a very cool spot. We're building out a custom track. So that's all good. We got our contract, I think, a couple of days ago now.
Yep.
From Llama Lot Lady. So, yeah. So that's, we're
all the fun logistics stuff.
Now all the logistics stuff happens. Getting our fence rented, getting our porta potties handled.
When are we gonna do the kind of layout announcement? Maybe like a month out or so, or when? What do you think?
I think our track layout's done, so that's done. I think we're going to announce it probably next week. I would say I'd like to get it out early. I'd like to get it out before next Intro to Speed, because I would like to set it up for Intro to Speed, but we need to make sure it's fair, and so that all the other Intro Speeds also could set it up if they want.
Right.
So yeah, I think we'll probably post it next week sometime.
Okay. Nice.
With we'll have proper dimensions and everything too. I'll actually draw out the CAD dimensions. So yeah, it gives you guys like a whole month or more to practice if you really want to.
Now, we have not actually vetted this track, so there may be a wrinkle here or there that okay, we can tweak. So don't be upset if you go out and you're like, oh my God, this corner and that. Like, just chill.
Jacob
bro.
and I, we did go out.
Jacob
and I did go out. We set the track up. It was raining that day, so
we drove it in my Tahoe. The first time we drove it nice and slow. I'm like following everything, and I was like, man, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I go, Mike, I got to go faster. And he's like, okay. So he puts his seatbelt on, and he's like holding on. So I'm like, I'm trying to do 20 miles an hour in a parking lot, which is hard to do and make these turns in a
also,
giant
it's
Tahoe.
raining.
And it's wet, so like my tire, man, we get done. I was kind of like, okay, how'd that go?
All right. So I'm going to say this. We're going to post the track. I'm going to say on the day, there'll be some little, because we have to avoid a lot of different, like, there's some bad areas of the concrete that we have to avoid. There's light poles we have to avoid. So let's put it this way. We're going to announce the track. It'll probably be 90% of what we post. Yeah. So just take that into consideration.
And we appreciate feedback, but at this point we can't take anyone else's because it's conflict of interest with the racing.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of people have been really wanting to help with the track layout, but there's just actual obstacles we have to specifically avoid that is particular to the parking lot we're having this event at, that I feel like there's not much more we could do with this track. So as along with making sure there's enough room for spectating and vendors, and so there's a lot to think about. But again, we will have that posted very, very soon. So I know
we're using the best asphalt that's there.
Right.
And like we talked about all the turns and where everything's going to be, and we've talked about the guys that are involved, and they were so happy the way that we set it up because of those reasons.
Right.
We don't have time to explain why we did everything. Maybe we'll do like a post race or something. Hey, all the critique, whatever, it doesn't matter. But we're doing what we got.
I'll say this: we have one very good straightaway for anyone who wants to hit a top speed.
What are we thinking are the top speeds that people might be able to hit? 40, 45, or
I think if you can hit 40, it'll be for less than a second.
I had a number of 52 thrown at me, and I think it's bonkers, but we'll see. I'm not going to say who or what, but I had a number, and somebody said I think I can hit 52 in that range.
It's a 300-foot straightaway.
See, that's the thing is that people don't take this into consideration.
Pretty gnarly left hand.
Yeah, you got to get going really fast. Then you have to get on the brakes. You have to be ready for a corner. Plus, you got other riders that you're going to be dealing with.
Corner right at the end of that.
Like, chances are, is in your head and on paper, people might think they can get going 50 miles an hour, but in reality, bro, when that butthole puckers up, you're doing 40 with all those people.
And this is street race, man. There's not going to be a lot of cushion. There's not going to be a lot of protection.
And trust me,
we'll have a track layout, but don't expect padding and all this.
So your padding is your helmet and your jacket, and so I don't think people are gonna hit the 50s.
Beyond's gonna make out like a bandit that weekend.
Right, dude. Strap up, guys.
So
I'm excited because I really haven't got to partake in so much of designing of the course and everything because I'm racing.
And so we kind of keeping you in the dark a little bit.
Your guys' whole thing was, you know what, James, we're going to keep you in the dark because if when you do race and if you do win, then we don't need anybody being like, oh, James knew this and knew that. Like, nope.
We just want to make it fair. I'm not racing. Jacob isn't racing. We ain't gonna have time to race. Although the more I think about it, the more I feel like it would be fun. But
it could be fun.
I'm not. I don't have to. I won't be able to.
There's no way. Get our laps in.
There's gonna be some people showing up, and there's gonna be some competition this year. I think between the pro and the sportsman class, there's gonna be a lot of competition, and people are gonna be really impressed with what a lot of these dudes can do.
We've already got over 30 riders signed up to race, and we're 2 months out. And let me tell you that last year, the vast majority of all of our racers signed up either the week before or the day of.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll have a lot. I think we're going to cap it at 90 though.
Yeah.
I think we're going to cap it at about 90.
That's probably a good number because we have to we got to run track times and people and practice.
Yeah, we have to balance out open track for demos and for practice. Yes. And we also have to do qualifications on Saturday and be able to run I guess we could get into our race.
Are we going to start running race setup Saturday night or what?
So this is kind of what Jacob. Now it's not set in stone, but this is what is what we believe we're going to do. We're going to do qualification Saturday. Those qualifications will break you up into either novice, sportsman, or pro.
Mm-hmm. Can we make up new names? Can we have our
can we do something different than
do Vegas themed? Or
something? We could do it.
We
could do it like
cool,
that. We could do it. Yeah, we could. For sure, we could do that. Aces, kings, or jacks.
Hey guys, throw your suggestions in the comments too.
Sure. Give us some ideas. We need
because we like to razzle dazzle
categories for the race groups, and we would love it to be Vegas themed.
Yes.
See what you got.
But mostly it's
inappropriate.
Really, novice, sportsman, pro is what you all kind of know it
something
as.
Along those lines.
We might change the names of that, but anyways, from there, we will. It's a 2-round race, so there's. Pretty much we're going
2-round guaranteed.
2 rounds. You're going to be able to race twice for sure. And it's going to be a point system. And then those points will will pretty much get you into the final.
Correct.
So what we're doing is I believe we're going to take it won't necessarily be cut evenly into groups of 30, right? We're going to take each group to 30. We're going to divide those into groups of 10. I think we're going to do a random number draw to seat everybody in those sections of 10. Then you'll be placed at the start line by your qualification time.
Okay.
And we'll do that twice to get you get points based on your finishing position.
Okay.
And then from there you'll filter into a final or you won't.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I'm excited.
So
I'm really excited.
In the final, your qualifying no longer matters. You're there by your points.
Your points, right.
So what it does is it allows guys that, if you finish 10th in qualifying, right, but you're in the pro class,
right,
you're going to line up 10th for these other races.
Right.
Let's say you kick ass and you get in the top 2 or 3.
Right.
On that final, you now have an opportunity to be on the first row versus saying, well, I qualified 10th, so I have no chance. No, you have a chance.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what the 2-race thing is going to give you. It's going to give you an opportunity to, throw some points down. I think anything we haven't done the full math, but basically if you finish with enough points, which would average you around 4th, You're guaranteed to move on.
Right.
So what it sounds like, this also helps prevent sandbagging, kind of.
A little bit.
Sure.
I mean,
Kind of.
anybody could technically sandbag their qualifier time if they wanted to race lower, just to win that category.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
then isn't the point system kind of keep you down lower, and then now you're qualifying farther back there, and you have a lot more bullshit to deal with.
I think
just talking about it gives people the thought of it. So it's like, I don't even want to give people the idea that we're worried about it, because you will get called out so quick.
For sure.
And
we know
it's not even going to be us.
Honestly, I think the racing community in general is very tight knit. If they know who you are and they know you should be in pro class and you qualified by a lot, like sportsman or novice, I think we'll just move you up.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Hey, surprise.
You're racing pro, dude. You rolled out here with your stooge and you got a what time?
Yeah.
We've seen you on the track before, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we'll figure that out.
I'm so excited to see the Stooge dudes all in the same place.
Most riders, they would rather just lose trying their best, I think, than
I hope so,
to win by sandbagging. I think is not honorable, and I think honestly, I think this community is much better than that. So I don't think that we're not talking like someone's trying to win 20 grand or anything. Like that, I could see people going, well, you know, but I don't think that will be an issue. Okay, so. We've also got a lot of group rides leading up to event day. So if you guys do get into town early, I know some of y'all are making quite a trip out of it. You guys are getting here early. So if you are getting here early, I believe we are starting Wednesday, right? Wednesday's our first ride?
We had kind of talked about doing a whole week thing, but the reality is there's still a lot for us to do. We didn't really know how many people would be here. And if you are coming that early, like,
let us know.
Go have fun in Vegas. If you want to come see us, hit us up. We'll see if you can come to the shop or something. Yeah, like we've already had a volunteer. Like, hey man, I'm going to be here all week. I don't have a whole lot to do. Can I just come and work with you guys?
Absolutely, please.
Sure, come on in. Like we'll show you how to do something. But we did decide Wednesday night, I think, would be our first one.
Yep.
And it's kind of our traditional, I call it now. We've done it quite a few times.
Yep.
There's a Wednesday night bike ride that by then. It's gonna be 500 people again.
For sure.
It's gonna be nuts.
Yep.
So
if not more.
Plus however many we have show up, which 30, 40, 50 could be
more. We don't know.
So we'll cruise with them for a little bit. We've talked about possibly meeting up before or after at like one of the local restaurants. And then probably bomb downtown.
Yep.
After and
go hit some of the alleyways through the art district.
Just enjoy it down there.
So that's Wednesday. Then Thursday, what's Thursday? Which one are we doing?
Okay, Thursday's going to be Red Rock.
Red Rock. Yep, we're doing
Thursday,
Red Rock Loop.
Thursday's going to be the Red Rock Loop.
James is in charge of that one.
I'm in charge of that one. I'm taking care of figuring out.
We just told him he's in charge of that one. By the way, he just went, I'm in charge of that one.
I'm in charge of that one. Taking the reins on it.
Take the lead on that one, buddy.
But yeah, we got some phone calls that are happening with some people. We're just trying to figure out what we got to do for reservations, because at the end of the day, it is still a national park. And like, they have entrance fees. Yeah, state park, sorry. They have entrance fees, and you know, the way that the ride is, it's like, do you want to drive in and then ride? Well, then we got to ride all the way back into the parking. So there's a lot of things we got to figure out. So we need to know how many people are kind of going to be in town, get a good ballpark. That way I can figure out the gate people, be like, hey, I got 20 dudes coming in at different times. We're all just going to meet up here. This is kind of our reservation. Like, here's a couple bucks. Thanks. Bye. But yeah, that one's going to be a lot of fun.
We've done that right a bunch of times. We should not have a problem.
The smoothest road in the entire United States. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet the farm on it.
If you've got urethanes and they'll work on your board, bring them just for that one.
And if you don't have some things, if you don't have some things, we may or may not have a set that can help you out. But you need to experience that road on things.
That's the only road I'll ride urethanes on.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yep. And then Friday, what are we doing Friday?
Friday is going to be
I think we're still kicking at the wetlands.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so Friday's the first day that vendors are also allowed to be there. We'll also be setting up
a lot of stuff.
Track, the fence, everything, just to prep so that Saturday morning isn't as hectic. Last year it was nuts.
Last year I
crazy.
think we all underestimated how much time it would take to set up in the morning.
Yes.
Right.
Now this year, all of our booths and everything should all be set up by end of day Friday. So we can roll in Saturday and go, all right, let's get this party started. Like literally we'll have nothing to do. And I'm really urging all of our vendors to do the same. Show up Friday, get your booth up. We'll have security there overnight.
Correct.
That way you all could just roll out of it, because it's also going to be Friday night in Vegas. You're not going to want to wake up at the crack of dawn to come set up your booth. Yeah. You're going to want to show up. You're going to be hungover, so get up out of bed and just roll in, and then everything's there for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the goal. But so Friday, and then we're also doing it's Friday night.
Yeah. So we're also kicking around this kind of idea of when to do it on Friday, because we want to do like an industry type night. Right, it is Vegas. Yeah, we bring the vendors, and it's an opportunity, because once Saturday morning hits, we don't talk to anybody.
No, we're busy.
Not really.
It just goes so fast. You're in charge of your booth. You're doing your thing. You know, you're my 10 minutes is like, I'm gonna go on the track.
Yeah,
somebody watch the booth. I'll put up my little sign like, you want to chat? I'll be out there.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, that's what we're there for. We're there to entertain the guests, right? That have paid to talk to us.
Here, yeah.
So they didn't pay for me to be on the track. They didn't pay for me to be chit-chatting with everybody else. So yeah, we want to do something like that Friday night. So I think the wetlands ride around like 5 is good, because
sometime about sunset.
It's such a dope sunset.
Yeah,
man.
and if we get a full moon that night too, like if we have the full moon popping up right there, and then
I'd love to end. I'd love to finish the ride before it's totally dark, though.
Yeah. It was dark last year when we got about halfway through.
Okay.
And it was not the best.
So are we thinking? And then what are we doing after that? Are we going to go down to the strip
I think we'll probably go downtown somewhere.
Okay. So yeah, that's what we're kicking around is maybe around 8 o'clock or something is when we do that, because we'll probably still be setting up until 6 or 7.
I honestly probably won't end up at the.
No, I don't think.
I don't think we'll end up at the wetlands one.
Just you?
No, you. I think you should definitely go.
I would.
I think at least for me, I'm gonna say I'm gonna probably be at the lot.
Okay.
Right.
I think there's just gonna be stuff to do still. Okay. Always something. Like if any of our if any of our like contractors are late for any reason, it's gonna push us late. So, but anyways, it'll be fun. Okay. What else? Do the famous
we didn't even
5
talk about
Saturday?
Everybody knows about Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Saturday.
And then,
right,
Saturday
night.
Saturday is Esk8Con. We'll have the event.
We're taking over the strip.
That night, we're taking over the strip. Are we leaving right from Llama Lot? We'll all meet up right then.
We have a secret starting location.
We're not meeting at Llama Lot.
Yes.
We'll announce when it happens.
We cannot meet at Llama Lot because it's going to be gated, locked, security guard. So we can't.
That ride for that night, let's make sure that we suggest AT wheels, even though they are redoing the strip.
You ride what you got.
Ride whatever, but just know if you guys are riding things down on the strip, it can't get a little hectic for a mile, just because they're redoing a bunch of shit. So unless you're a really good skilled rider,
it's all kind of fixed now, man.
Yeah, they've done a lot of nice work.
The only thing we're doing really different this year is that we will not be going all the way to the sign, because that is where the construction is gnarly.
Okay.
Yeah. It is going to be Saturday. I think. We were kind of thinking, let's all go to the Vegas sign and take a cool picture.
It's unrealistic.
Fucking disaster.
It's unrealistic because the line at the sign is unreal. So
it's a mess.
We're all not going to wait around for an hour to take a picture.
So instead, though, we're going to go to T-Mobile. Arena in front of the Golden Knights. Yep. There's like a bunch of bars down there. They have an away game. And Taylor Swift actually was in town.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, shit, this is going to be bad. But she's going to be at Allegiant. So
we're good. Yeah.
So it's this huge, open lot. There's little security guards, but I don't. What are they going to do when there's 250 of us?
If there's more than that,
we're going to take. We're going to hang out for probably take a nice little break. We'll take some pictures. When we get kicked out, we'll jump back out onto the strip, and then we're gonna ride north and just basically reroute. Go through downtown, go through there. So it'll be a little shorter this year.
Yeah,
maybe
shorter.
We're gonna do the route, I think, in a week or something when it freaking warms up.
We can't meet at Llama Lot because once that's locked, once gates are locked for the night after the event on Saturday, we can't let anyone in because vendors will still stuff there, and we can't let everyone run
and on the track and
we can't do that.
Okay.
So we'll meet somewhere else, but it'll be fine. No big deal. It'll be good. All right.
And then are we doing anything for Sunday at all?
Sunday.
We just have race day. We're not really doing anything.
No, Sunday.
You guys are kind of on your own.
We finish race day Sunday around 5-6 o'clock, and some people will actually be bouncing earlier than that.
We got to go home to our families.
Yeah. So if you're still in town, good. Just go ride somewhere. Maybe
hit us up, send us a message. We'll give you a spot to go ride.
So Maddie, what does this mean? Do the famous 5 need to be there?
That was James.
This is James. So this is
James.
I know that this is kind of subjective. Who is the famous 5? and I just said famous 5 for ESkate.
Oh, okay.
Like the big companies. Who do you always hear? And so there's like 3 or 4 for sure, sometimes 5, but 5 is kind of a mix up of a couple different companies.
So you're saying like what
you
are
always
like
hear Entra, you always hear X-Way, you always hear Evolve, you always hear Meepo. Like there's 4.
Okay, those 4 all likely.
Yes.
Entra's confirmed. X-Way, I believe we're just ironing out some logistics. Meepo, they were very keen to come last year, but with COVID stuff, they couldn't.
Yep.
I think we could probably make that happen this year. Evolve, we're in talks, but not sure.
Yes.
And then what's your 5th?
Here, well, I mean, that's kind of like a toss-up. It's like you have like Lacroix and you have Hoyt. They're both
Hoyt's
2
coming.
really. Yeah, we already know Hoyt's coming. But here's my
I would
question.
love to see Lacroix, but I think they're having. I think there's a lot going on for them up there, so I'm not sure they'll be able to make the time to come down. But.
So here's my thing: in order for this to be like, it can take in 120% like serious. Do those companies have to be there
to our event?
Yes,
they don't have to, but surely it would be nice.
You know, it's just like
everybody wants to see them.
Of course, it would be great, but it's like if Evolve and X-Way and Meepo didn't show up, then would it take away from like people? Would it give people? They'd be like,
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough big names that are coming that I think the event's gonna be awesome. Like, of course, if Evolve was there, or if Lacroix was there, or Meepo, I think all those 3, that brings like some legitimacy to our event.
Weight.
They do bring a little bit of weight, but I think anyone who's truly passionate about the industry, that's not a deal breaker for them.
Yeah.
What would be deal breakers, and probably what would be more damaging is if we showed the list and some of the responses we get of the rejections, because there are those also, right?
Yeah.
Like there are companies that sometimes we feel we're like, I don't know, should they come? Yeah, sure. And then they give us like this nasty rejection. I'm like, all right,
well,
fuck you,
then,
bro. Like,
F
what's
off.
that all about? Like, so just as much.
There are a handful of companies who've been very not very nice.
These big companies. Now I'm just saying as a blanket, when a big company says no.
Yep.
And they're not here, and everybody's like, oh, I wonder why this, why isn't Meepo here? Like, I would say, if anything, that's more damaging to them, because they're just showing like, we don't give a shit.
Exactly.
We don't give a shit. We're only gonna go to CES where it's $350 for a ticket.
Yeah, and we know that we're gonna get massive returns and like all this stuff and everything. So that's where this question was like that's where I was leading to.
Here's
this
what I'll say though.
That's where I land on it,
because there's been a handful of companies who have compared us to Electrify Expo, and there's one other one I can't think of it right now. Not CES. No. It's another one that's PEV or electric vehicle related, right?
There's the micro mobility thing they do, but I don't know that they have a show.
Well, we get compared to like Electrify Expo a little bit. We have by a big company, and their whole point was, well, there's so much more traffic there. But I'm like, here's my point though. Electrify Expo's got electric cars, they've got electric scooters, electric bikes. Of course, they have some electric skateboards, but I feel like the majority of people who are there are not there, certainly not there for electric skateboards.
No,
they're there
for
all
the electric
either
shit.
E-bikes or electric cars.
All the other E-stuff.
Whereas our show is like literally every single person who's there cares about the electric skateboard scene. So I think the quality of attendance is really, I think, more important to these companies. I feel like some of them just get hooked on like, stuck on the big numbers. Like, we're not going to pull 30,000 people, but we're going to pull 1,000 very passionate people who are actually legitimately in the market for a board, who will potentially buy yours if you show up and show it off. So, like, I don't know. I think people need to. I think companies and vendors need to keep that in mind.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So that's what this question was supposed to bring up. It's like, what does it say? More for the companies that are or are not coming. Not so much like
I think it's more,
I don't want to say like I don't care what everybody thinks, but it's like no. What I was trying to get us to paint the picture of is like what does it say?
Yeah, I think it's much more damaging to the company if they don't show up than it is to us.
Exactly.
I think people are gonna show up no matter
what.
Don't
doubt we've invited everybody.
Oh yeah,
we have invited
everybody.
There's times where me and Jacob will sit on IG and just start sending.
Dude, we've invited people. We've invited companies that are one-man band with no website, and you DM them to order stuff. We invited them too.
Everything.
Everybody.
Because there are packages, there are opportunities. There's so many ways to be involved more than just showing up and showing off, what you got. Because that's what a lot of these businesses are. They're one-man bands like you guys were, right? You're one-man bands, but we all think, oh, yeah, man, just hit them up at 2 a.m. and they'll answer me by the next day and my package will be shipped and everything's going to be great.
Like, great, dude.
Man, grow up.
Yeah. I also think it's a huge thing for these businesses to show up and to humanize themselves with a face because a lot of these businesses. You have no idea who runs them.
Mm-hmm.
You've never met them before. I think if you just meet these people, I think it really helps connect with the community. I know that helped a lot for us last year. So, anyways,
people have kind of forgotten what human interaction is and what it does.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been so locked down and cramped down for everything. It's like when you actually get around all your friends and a bunch of companies and people, dude, that builds impressions, and those impressions last for life.
Yep, absolutely.
Get off your couch and come to Esk8Con.
What do we got? Oh,
yes, here it is.
Back.
Yes, badass build of the week. All right, we got one submitted.
Battery, bro.
We got one submitted at last night, right before the show. So hell yeah. Okay, so this one's called the Octoflux AT2, which sounds awesome.
Yes.
So it's got a Flux AT. We'll show you pictures, but I'm gonna read all the things first. It's got a Flux AT2 deck with a modified AT2 enclosure to fit P42A cells. It's got an 18S7P with a smart LLT BMS, that is a big ass battery.
Big battery.
God damn. A Spin 10 U-Box V2 100 volt. Moon Batch 8 straight cut gear drive system, 11T and 47T. So what is that? About a 4 to 1. Yeah, 4.1.
That's a pretty good ratio.
Yep. 6485s. 6485, 138 radium reacher motors, which is... This dude went balls of wall on this thing. For
that motherfucker's so torquey.
Newbie V1 pentagram wheels, SkyArt 7-inch tires. Do they have their own tires?
They
I didn't know.
I did not know that.
They do.
I believe SkyArt will be there.
Okay.
They will be there.
They will be there.
I'm excited to bring tires.
Yeah,
I want to try them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look great.
Tire fiend, man.
Look at that thing. So we didn't get into trucks. So those 3D Surface House trucks, those look really nice. Those are wide.
Man.
God damn, those are wide.
That thing is a wide girl.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool.
what trucks
Vega,
did he say? He didn't say what trucks those were. Were those MBSs or?
No, those look like
3D
Service House.
Picture, por favor.
What is that? Is that Bornamics trucks?
No, I think the 3D Service House.
Okay, 3D. Okay,
I know it's not a big deal, man.
Oh, here we go,
Can
Jacob.
we just put the tire on the right direction?
Oh, right.
Is it? Oh, no, you're right.
Wrong way, bro.
You're going to die in a rainstorm.
No way.
Water's going to go the total opposite direction, and you're going to turn left, and the board's going to
go right, bro. You're going to go down.
I
believe it out, dude.
I'm not a firm believer that even matters.
Not really, bro. But it is funny when
that's a beefy board.
Did you hear? I had somebody buzzed us, and they were like, "So I think I might have put my trucks on backwards because when I turn left, the board goes right." And I was like, "Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely think they're backwards, bro. You might want to check those out."
Yep.
I want to know how much this thing weighs.
I bet you 38 to 41 pounds.
I bet you it's more though.
More than that.
It's 2-wheel drive, so that saves a lot of weight.
Yeah,
but
our board weighs 35 and it's a 12.8. This thing is an 18.
Mine's 37. And it's a 12.5.
37 pounds. So I bet you she's up
over
40.
You think she's high 40s or low 40s? I'm saying low 40s.
12.10 claws 54.
I'm going 43 pounds.
No, it's more than that.
43.72.
I bet it's more than that.
I bet you it's close to 50. I thought mid to late 40s or mid to whatever.
You guys would be surprised at how light that deck is.
Yeah, the deck's light, but that's not where the weight is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's all in the
all right, so that's.
Oh yes.
Hats off to you. Very good.
Yeah,
do you remember who submitted that to us? What's the person's
name?
name? Sorry, let me pull the email up.
Yeah, that thing was nice. Did we have any specs for top speed?
It is
what?
Where did it go? Here we go. Chris Riley.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, DeVega telemetry, 3D Surface Sauce, Fat Boy hangers, Etox adjustable plates, modified radium Riptide adapter plates, Riptide Hypertruck bushing blocks, Hoyt puck internals with post case.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish
that is that is a badass build.
Yeah.
I wish we could get the price tag on these boards.
I know.
Right? I know it's totally rude to ask.
We won't disclose it, man. But damn, we want to know, bro. Like that's like a $5,000 board, bro. What do you think? 4, 5?
No,
depends. It's got to be more unless he built his own battery because the battery alone is going to be worth a lot.
Is this board in the U.S.? Because
Chris,
a lot of those parts.
His name sounds relatively American, but you never know.
So if not, because a lot of those parts are not from the U.S. So just the shipping
alone
that would just be
a pain. And my limited experience with the Moon drives is that, like, I think he said V11.
Yeah.
Batch 8.
Batch 8. Like that means 7 more batches that are incompatible.
Yeah.
Is how I sort of understood it from somebody I knew that rode them, and he was like, "Man, this sucks because I have like V3s and I can't fix anything." So
right, yeah,
it's tricky when you
update so often.
Yeah,
I mean, hats off to them for continuing to improve, but there is issues with compatibility as you change things.
But that
each iteration.
That was their problem with the problem with their innovation.
Yeah,
you know, it's like but I tip my hat to you guys, but it's like, damn.
Yeah, well, and it's a problem. I mean, that's just kind of the industry. Like, you have to continue to improve things, but then you kind of lock people out and stuff. But with compatibility issues, however, I feel like if you have a batch 4, like if you're gonna buy new ones, like I guess unless they stop carrying parts, though, that's the problem.
What it sounded like is that parts were harder to get because they had kind of moved on. So.
Right.
I wonder what would have top speed on that board been?
I don't even. I'm sure we could.
We'd have to do
we could do the calculator.
He hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Well, if he's running the higher
18S, 138
plus the U-Box.
Yeah.
100, I bet you. Yeah, high 38s, high 30s, low 40s.
I will do the math while James, you talk about your next project.
All right. Yes, I am endeavoring on a project, basically an ESkate trailer. So what people are doing is they're taking bike trailers, and you can use basically just like a single kingpin regular skateboard truck, take it apart, and you can put a riser on top of your normal truck, and then put this other truck on top of that, mount it upside down, and basically make it so that this trailer attaches to your ESkate. So, you know, where this started was I was always kind of like missing out on rides because I was like, oh, I can't find a babysitter. I got to watch my kid, like all those things. And so now I'm tired of that. My kid's old enough and is more than adventurous enough where she would love this. So, hopefully I'll be picking one up here in a couple days and doing this.
I think we were talking about building you a mountain board.
Yes.
And then somehow got distracted, and I was like,
again, then we got onto this.
What about a trailer, man? You can just bring all of it with us. And
this one looks a little sketchy to me.
We went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, this is the sketchier version. That's a little bit better. So if you see the mount on top of the skateboard truck, that's actually what attaches onto the bike. Okay. So they use that part to attach to the bike. So by using bushings and a couple washers and everything, we can basically make that version, and there we go.
Bam.
That's it right there.
That's pretty cool.
So it's pretty safe. Now, there's a couple other ones that you can make by going to Ace Hardware.
I mean, you take this thing easy, right? You're not ripping with your kid.
No, I think we'll be like 10, 12, maybe 10 straight line.
Yeah, no faster than 15, bro, because these things aren't really speed rated for anything faster than what a bike can do.
Right.
And bikes ain't going 20 miles an hour.
Will it fit a cooler?
I bet you would.
Yeah, so the one that I'm looking at is actually got a little accessory thing in the back, bro. That can
fit, a rack?
It can fit a 12-pack of soda.
That's pretty cool.
Some candy bars.
Quick side note: the badass build of the week, the math says 40 miles an hour.
Yep.
Boom. All right, there we go. But torquey like us.
Especially with 138 KVs.
Yikes.
Yeah, his 0 to
40.
0 to 40 would be probably really.
Hang on.
Yeah, is shit.
I still think I still want a metric. I still want some sort of metric. How can we make horsepower or some, you know, like,
well, I mean, they're doing it.
Damn it.
I don't know. They do it on the one wheel hub motors. They're saying this thing is equivalent to making 3 horsepower or 6 horsepower.
It's a lawnmower.
Yeah, right.
I know it's tough. It's hard.
It has to sound cool too. You know, like, hey, I got 1.5 horsepower.
Yeah. So back to the bike trailer, I was going to build a kind of dope ass DIY mountain board setup, and then I was like, you know what? I'm really tired of not being able to take my kid out with me and like enjoy this whole thing. So we're just going to stick with now really pimping out the endurance.
Look at this man, priorities. I love it.
Dude. And then and gonna make it so I can take the kid out with me, and then I can carry some waters and sodas and O'Doul's in the back of the kid trailer. Yep.
I almost want to say that I feel like this has got to be safer than it being on a bicycle.
Yeah.
If your bike falls over, doesn't the whole thing flip?
They're supposed. They usually articulate, and so so like on a bike, there's different.
You're right.
There's different ways that it mounts, but.
I mean, now this thing can still tip over.
There
is still that danger.
Still, but the trailer will actually help stand the bike up now.
Okay.
If there's enough weight and if the bike's not too heavy, like if you throw this thing behind an e-bike, no chance. That e-bike's falling over. It's 50 pounds.
Yeah, but
good luck.
The trailer actually stands the bikes up.
Yeah. So a normal style bike would actually help stand it up. But the reality is, our boards would probably create more force.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a guy that's been doing this. Actually, the guy in the video, I was talking to him, and he was building his own brackets and everything. And he said that I've come to figure out that the skateboard truck is the safest.
Just a base plate.
Just a base plate. He goes, it's the safest. A little bit of play, so it doesn't make it so everything's locked in or anything like that. It makes it so it can move, articulate, just like the trailer and everything.
That's cool.
And he says that's the best way. He's like, I'm doing this for years. He's like, I can make you one of these ones. He sent me some pictures, like dope ass brass knuckle hangers and some more stuff. Like, it was real cool, but he was like, that doesn't function as well as the skateboard hanger.
Yeah,
okay, cool, dude. Never mind. I got a warehouse full of these things. Don't trip.
Yeah,
and then that was what led me down to telling him about Esk8Con and all sorts of stuff, dude. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, man.
We'll test it out with some dumbbells before we throw Olive in there.
Right, dude.
Or a cooler.
Yeah, a cooler. And so there is an age rating. You're not supposed to put a kid in there if they're under 1 year old. It's there's a 5-point harness in there. It's like a rolling cage. They're pretty well done up.
You've seen the Danny McCaskill video, right? You can take a baby wherever you want.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Is that the one where he like has the baby and like doing all the jumps and stuff?
It's like a day out with Daisy or something, and they're like just a stroll through the park, and next thing, he's like doing a backflip
with the baby.
And she's just having so much fun. You doing okay, funny. Daisy?
Yeah. So this would be cool, dude. So I'll test it out on my kid, and then if it works, we'll do it with your kid once Rosie's old enough. As long as Maddie's cool with it.
Yeah,
I think Maddie would be cool as long as Rosie's old enough, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's safe.
We can test it with it empty too.
Yeah, we could
throw some sandbags in there, see what happens.
We'll throw Milo in there, bro.
Throw a bag of flour in there.
All right.
Yeah, you could ride around with Peaches.
It would depend where you're riding too.
Totally. I'll throw Peaches in there. She'd love it.
All right, what do we got?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your batteries are? Do you get this?
No. What is that?
There used to be an
infomercial. Kids or children?
There used to be an infomercial that would go out on public television.
Okay.
At 10 p.m. for parents, and it would be like an alarm, like it's 10 p.m. Where are your kids at?
Okay.
It was, do you know where your children are?
That's why they would always look for us.
Kids used to play outside. And parents would just forget about them. So it's like, it's 10 p.m. You should probably go get your kids inside. That was the infomercial. So I just made it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your batteries are?
Look at man, making a joke.
I tried. And
I got it.
It's lost on everyone, apparently.
I bet
someone gets it.
I'm sure some of our viewers will get it. Some of them are older.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your batteries are?
I was the one outside playing, so I obviously didn't see the infomercial.
Right.
So just battery safety. We've gotten some emails recently. There's been an influx of like, oh, I left my battery for 2 years and now it doesn't work.
Man.
Maybe just a little checkup on your batteries. If you have multiple boards, you don't ride one all the time.
Great
Maybe just pop in on that battery.
This
just
is
see where
a
it's
great
at.
topic to talk about.
We got an email about a dude who bought a battery pack from us while we were selling 30 Qs. So mind you, when we sold 30 Q packs, it was when 30 Qs were like widely used by the community.
Yep.
So that dates that pack already.
Has to have been 21-ish.
Early 21, I think.
Yeah.
Early 21. I think we were just transitioning over to like better cells.
Yeah.
But like that was very popular, 30Q cells. So I'm like, dude, this pack's like well over 2 years old. He had let it sit for 2 years and it was like, it doesn't work. I need a replacement. I'm like, no. Like it's been sitting in a closet for 2 years untouched. Yeah. That's not how that works.
So just check up on what percentage they're at, what temperature, maybe charge it up, go take it for a ride.
Check your battery once a month.
If you don't care about your shit, that's one thing.
Right.
But don't all of a sudden act like you care when it doesn't work.
Well,
you have to be realistic. These are not Duracell batteries or whatever. Like these
things have like a real live lifespan, and we've learned that because Jacob used to firmly say, he's like, you plug that thing and then charge it and then you take it out and you ride it until it dies. And it's like, we kind of found out that dude, you can't do that. Because remember, he's like, I leave it in my garage all winter and all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
I
have really bad charging habits.
And we found out that it does affect
awful charging habits because I don't care.
No, I've learned from both of you guys, dude. I am very strict about my charging habits, when I do it, how I do it, when I charge, the temperature in my house. Like if I come fresh in from a ride, bro, and the board's super hot, but it was really cold outside and I'm bringing a ride inside, I let everything chill out for 20 minutes, bro, before I even put it on a charger.
Yep. Let's be real. If I bought Endurance for a retail price, I would absolutely be taking care of that thing because it is a nice board. The battery's nice, and I would not want it to go. I would not want to screw it up.
Yeah.
I neglect all my stuff because I have a warehouse full of stuff and I don't care. But if I were buying like a nice board from a company, absolutely take care of your stuff. Like have proper charging habits, like all that stuff.
Got to.
It does help. Like I know, like day to day, like, oh, I forgot to charge my board today. Not big deal. Right. It's the pattern of, like, I own an electric car. I have very good charging habits with that because I know I can't fix it myself.
Okay, so like, what do we actually suggest? So this is where I fell in, was like, okay, well, we all say this, but then, like, what are some general guidelines, right?
Like, here's something that helps, but it's not realistic. Like, charging your board only to 80 or 90%. Some people, the endurance, I would do that.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to ride that whole thing down to zero anyway. So you might as well only charge it to 80, 90%. Yep. Obviously, on a race day or something, you want your highest voltage you can. Sure,
so
whatever.
Then charge it up to 100.
So then you're saying you're going to go for a ride. You want to charge it up before you go.
Well, the thing is,
you want to
get the last.
Right.
Is that these batteries are happiest when they're not at their full discharge or when they're completely empty. So there's like a happy little window when technically these batteries are like, you'll get the most life cycles out of them because you're not constantly making them do shit.
Let's put it this way. When we get our batteries from the manufacturer, like raw cells, I want to say they're,
aren't they
3.6 or something?
3.6%.
Yeah, basically 30%.
And and those cells have been sitting in a box for a year or more, more sometimes. Usually not anymore. We're getting relatively fresher batches. I think they're just pumping more cells out now or whatever. But for a minute though, like cells, if you buy them from manufacturer, they've been sitting around, but they're fine. Like they're totally okay to be sitting around because they're at like the ideal voltage.
And then most of the time when we send our batteries out, we charge them to what, 70%?
We don't charge them.
No?
Nope. We leave them exactly as they were. Okay. Well, we test it.
We make sure
we plug them in, make sure they charge, but we do not physically let them charge up.
Yes.
We leave them at the voltage that they came in because again they were happy in that. We say happy, but like they were fine.
No, honestly, they're happy.
They're happy in that state. So we're not going to charge it full and send it out. Like the Pelicans, we charge up a little bit extra because there's a couple more devices connected to that does slowly, very slowly,
to like 60, 70 max percent.
But otherwise, all of our transparent series, we don't mess with it. We don't charge them up. We verify that they do charge and all that, which we know they'll charge. But we plug them in, make sure the charger's working, make sure the BMS is working. Outside of that, we send them out because it's not worth charging to 100 and sending and then throwing it in the mail. Like doesn't make any sense. So
and it is a nice little trick. Like if you are gonna go out, plug it in for whatever time you can, because it kind of like wakes everything up.
Yep.
It is a nice little trick, even if you're at 90+%. Just plug it in, let it go.
And make sure.
Then on the bottom side, like we always say, don't go under 20%. I take my shit to zero because a lot of the times
me too.
It's very difficult to calculate.
Right.
When I leave my house and I go somewhere and I'm coming back and I'm like, dang, I didn't make it the last mile.
Yeah, right.
Look at, I'm not gonna just stop and be like, oh no, I'm at 20%. I'm gonna walk the 2.5.
Hell no,
I'm riding it.
Dude, these things are meant to carry us, not carry them.
I think like maybe the bigger one would be long term.
Yeah,
right.
Don't want to leave it at zero for weeks.
Yeah, I don't think you ever want to leave it.
You don't never want to leave it at zero.
But I think if you're gonna do long term storage, which is like a month plus, right? Let's just say over a month of non-use. I think you have to have at least 30%. I don't think you ever want to go under 30%.
Yeah.
So that means you need to check it every couple weeks. And if it's...
And this is such
a debate.
Attention. Doesn't matter what we say. Someone's going to go in the comments
100%. And we're simply giving our opinion of like what, could potentially not... This is why. Because even though, yes... Everybody's going to tell us what you should do and da-da-da-da-da. There are still enough people out there that have no freaking clue, and they're just oblivious. So I'm hoping they're watching, and they're just thinking like, oh, shit, I didn't ever think about that. Yeah, because that's important. So
it is.
Hopefully we can help a few people in that regards because we do get more messages about, I haven't used my board in 6 months. I don't understand why it doesn't hold a charge anymore.
Right.
Or what happened.
Do not store it in cold places. Like you cannot leave or very hot. Like
and a smart BMS is not the solution.
No. Do people see? And
Dude,
this is the thing.
The smart BMSs are.
It's not even really that smart.
The best thing you can do is if your board is going to sit, unplug the battery from everything, and that is the best thing you can do. Possibly.
Firsthand seeing a very, very, very large battery get completely drained over the course of like only 2 weeks because of the smart BMS. We believe the balancing delta had been set super like fine or something where it was just constantly balancing all the time and it would just killed itself pretty much.
Cells.
Wild.
Yep.
Absolutely wild. But I've seen it happen before.
Yeah,
that's a big mistake.
We don't use smart BMSs right now for that reason.
I don't see the purpose of them yet.
We don't have
also,
a purpose
the apps
for
suck.
it. Really.
I can't.
Yeah.
I know that people want them, right? They want them, but I just have such a problem with saying, "Here's your smart BMS. Go get an app that has half of the writing is in Chinese."
Yeah, you got to download the best tool. You got to download this tool.
And you got to figure it out. And by the way, we don't even really know how to work that app. Like,
I just wish we had. I just want, like, I don't know, just a better app.
Yeah.
Like, the community needs to come together and make a better app.
And they will. They'll come together. They will. We just got to give it a couple months, maybe a year, and some stuff will evolve, and all of a sudden, bam.
I'd honestly rather
that it when it's on your remote where it's accessible that way versus it having to be external and it being just another component that we're throwing on a board. All these things need to be integrated, man. And it's just there. You either can use it or you don't. But I think the reality is it's like buying a Toyota Camry or a Lexus, whatever series they are now.
Same shit.
You're gonna get the one that has all the options, or the one that doesn't have all the options, but technically all the options are still built in there because they're using the same platforms, right? Yep. They either just say, well, you get free Bluetooth or you don't get the Bluetooth. Right? You want to pay $100 more, we'll give you the Bluetooth module included, but a lot of it is the same shit, man.
I would almost rather see, instead of smart BMSs, I'd almost rather see us be able to use like our Dally BMSs or like dumb BMSs with like a splitter off of the balance cable to just like a little device that like it's more of a monitor than it is like integrated into the BMS. I think would be cooler. Maybe easier for someone to make.
I just want it all like one unit, so it's just so pretty and nice and clean.
Yeah, that's true.
Not all the gangly wires.
Dude,
I know that leads us down into the
speaking of gangly
proprietary
wires,
and all this.
Speaking of gangly wires, we had some dude complaining about this wire a couple weeks ago. He's like, you guys still have that wire hanging there, and it drives me crazy.
Bias the battery.
Right.
So here's what happened. Mike used to have a hole drilling thing that we could run the cord through the wall. But guess where that is?
Yeah.
In the wall. The last time that he hit a power cord. So
yeah, dude.
If you want to see what the power cord goes to, check out our new heatsink install tutorial. It's in that video.
Bam, there we go.
I know we could get like those little covers, paintable covers.
Listen, he'll be fine, man.
I don't even care.
Yeah, he'll be fine. It's just a cord. It ain't gonna kill you, bro. All right, listen, I really got to pee. Can we wrap this up?
Yeah, we can. We're done. We're ready to rock.
All right, man.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for joining.
Tuning in.
Get your Esk8Con tickets for real. If you guys don't show up, I'm gonna be really irritated.
Yeah, be there, be square, yo.
Hey, any companies that want to jump in and sponsor on the show still too on this show?
Yeah,
we do accept.
We accept sex. What?
Accept sponsorships.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll throw a cool plug in, man. Maybe we do a giveaway, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
dude, speaking of giveaways, our raffle is gonna be wild this year.
Can I say that we're expecting maybe double?
I think we're gonna give away over 100 items this year.
Last year was about 50. So this year
over
we're thinking
$1 million.
Oh man, a lot of people. This is gonna be a lot of fun. And if you guys are thinking that you might not want to show up because it might not be that much fun, we have so many people from different countries showing up and showing out. Like there's just let alone just to meet a couple of the influencers are showing up. Like that right there pays for its entry fee.
Whatever, brother. I'll go to meet you. You know.
No, ain't nobody going to meet me. I suck. All right, I got to pee, guys. We're out.
See you guys. Have a good one.